Hello, everyone. I'm here with Janice Emmott, who is an artist contributing to the Come Eat With Me exhibition at Rochester Cathedral. And I'm very excited about this exhibition. As you know, I'm contributing as well. And Janice is fascinating. I'm just amazed at what she's produced and a little bit about her background. So I'm going to say, welcome, Janice Emmott. And I'm looking forward to you telling us all about your work.
Thank you. Pleased to be here.
Oh, it's lovely, Janice. I'm really looking forward to talking to you because we met one cold winter's day, all wrapped up, and it was a day of gilding. I was about to gild gold leaf onto my contribution. And so how did you get involved with the installation at Rochester Cathedral and the theme of the Last Supper?
Well, I know Jane as a friend and fellow artist, and she asked me if I would like to do one or two of the icons, and I felt very honoured, actually. I'm very excited about it.
Yes, it's a very unusual concept, isn't it? I haven't seen anybody do it this way before. What's your background in art? Where have you come from, and what made you get excited about art in the first place?
I did an A-level and then nothing till I must have been in my mid-40s. I started drawing and painting. I did some adult ed. I did an access course. I couldn't stop. It became a passion. I always, when people say, oh, I can't draw, I'd love to be able to, I would always strongly encourage them, because I think you can, if you've got an interest, you can develop a talent, and people think it's some mysterious thing that, and this is a bit of a hobby horse of mine. I think there's a lot of mystique about it, but if you want to do it and you practice, you will be able to do it. But I have done a lot of drawing, a lot of life drawing, which is a very good way of, extremely good way to learn. And then I've been involved in one or two public projects. I did some murals with a friend, Irene Godfrey, who's also exhibiting at the cathedral, for an old people's home, for a residential home, and some panels for a quilt for an environmental project, Saves Swanscombe Peninsula. But my most cherished project is I've got 7 grandchildren, and I've been making some children's alphabet books, and they're based on animals. And that's highly motivating.
Yes, I can understand that, because I have grandchildren and they're a great motivating force, because I think when you're younger and you've got a family, you want to inspire them and you're trying to guide them. But with grandchildren, it's kind of like there's this second chance to inspire and enthuse, but it's done in a far more relaxed way, and you're more mature, so you can give more focus.
Yes, they're step grandchildren. There are step grandchildren in my case, so it's another way of having more of a connection with them as well, which is really which has been really lovely for me. And the children have also, I've got them to put some drawings for the book as well.
Oh, because it is a legacy, isn't it, that you're leaving behind as well at some point in the future. You're creating a legacy of your work.
Yes. Also, I've made a friend who makes knitted animals. They're very complex. She's got the pattern from somebody else, but she creates them. So some of her animals are going into my next book as well.
And so tell me some more then about your methods, your techniques, and your inspiration. What was your journey of discovery through all these techniques? In your journey, you've talked about your drawing. Maybe you could tell us how you're producing these books. Are they line drawings? Are they coloured, painted?
Well, I did a lot of drawing and painting, but so a few of these images are painted, but a lot of them are in lino cut actually. And then I learned a technique called true grain. Some of them are in true grain. That's a mono printing technique. It's very painterly. It's very immediate. You only get 1 or 2 images. 1 or 2 of them are drawings. Do you want to see an example?
Yes, I'd love to. Yes, please. Would you like to show us?
Can you see that?
A little bit high. Oh, goodness. That's a tortoise. Oh, I love tortoise.
T for tortoise. That's a
Oh,
combination of true grain and a bit of freehand.
right.
This is a rather blingy lizard. Can you see the gold leaf?
I love it.
That contains the leftovers from my gold leafing.
Excellent. Yes, excellent.
And I'll just show you one more.
They're full of character.
Half a rhino. That's a lino cut.
Oh, yes, yes.
Can you see that?
A little bit more muted in colour.
Yeah.
Beautiful drawing. Yes. This is exciting. So what have you done for the, you don't have to show us the finished article, but you can tell us what you've done. How did you come to decide which icons you were going to focus on for the Last Supper?
Well, Jane knows that my thing is animals, so she invited me to do 2 of these symbolic images, the Lamb of God and the Eagle of St. John, which I was really pleased about because that was my way into it for me. Although I felt very honoured and excited about this project, it also feels very intimidating. They say a blank page can be intimidating. How much more a blank roundel that's going to be in the cathedral? And I'm not a Christian, so I wasn't coming to it from that. So it took me a while to engage with it. Actually, I found it I found it a real struggle at first, to be honest with you. Also, I wanted to find my own design. So I looked at works from early artists, medieval. Some of them were pre-Christian. That's what I really enjoy, doing this kind of picture research. I'll just show you this. This is. Can
you move in front
see that?
of you? Move it in front of you. That's it. Yes.
That's an eagle from the Book of Kells.
Oh yes, the Book of Kells.
Very beautiful colours, and it's highly stylized, and it's very, very round.
Yes.
I looked at various things like that. For the lamb, this is the image I took my form of the lamb from.
Move it over towards you a little bit. That's it. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a Victorian tombstone in Huddersfield, actually.
Really? Oh.
So that gave me my form, but I also looked at Roman ones.
Oh,
some
yes.
Some of these are very ancient.
It's so interesting because we don't normally think in terms of sculptures and relics, etc., in terms of animals as lambs. We tend to associate it with Christianity, but like you said, you've got Romans and other types of creatures there that stimulated your research, and I find that quite interesting that these lambs are there, and yet we don't see them very often in the books, do we?
Well, I looked at some icons of the Lamb in God, and the Victorian ones, on the whole, tend to be rather sentimental, and the lamb is just a sort of a cipher as well. Whereas this particular lamb is quite perky, and it felt quite challenging to make the lamb in my icon. I wanted to give it a dignity and a sort of a nobility and an aliveness. And the same with the eagle as well. I felt his expression was very important. I've tried to give it has to look both benign and powerful and all-seeing. So I had a careful look at an actual eagle's eyes. I looked at some naturalistic eagles, and then I've tried to transfer that to my eagle.
That's interesting.
I
Yeah.
really once I got my designs worked out,
Mm.
and I knew what I was doing, I really enjoyed it.
Where would you like to take your art then for yourself from this exhibition? Is it stimulating you to do some more in the kind of iconography, or is it developing another idea in you, Janice?
Well, I really enjoyed doing the gold leaf once I'd got the hang of it, and I must admit, I the fact that it was for a spiritual purpose really did something for me. I'd like to find some means of taking that further. I'm not
Mm,
sure what that will look like yet, but
mm.
it seems to um, make it matter more.
Really? In what way? How did that occur for you? What are you feeling and thinking?
It was just a feeling with these icons, and I put a lot of. I'm usually a rather impatient person. I'm a bit of a results girl, instant results girl. But with these, I put a lot of care into them. Nothing was too much trouble. I was much more patient than usual with it. I was more exacting in the good sense. That was interesting to notice.
Mm,
I put love into it, I would say.
yeah. And I think that's the idea of iconography, isn't it? That the the artist channels the energy and the inspiration of that divinity that they're doing the icons of. We have two professional iconographers in the group,
Mm,
and from them I can gather that it's almost a meditative meditation
mm,
or condition. And
mm,
I've personally found that I kept asking questions of the person, as I've done St. Peter, and I was aiming questions and asking for guidance, and it was quite an interesting, unexpectedly close feeling that came through for me. So I can understand what you're saying. Mm.
yes, it's like they become alive and you want to do them justice.
Yes, and for somebody who's not particularly Christian, do you have other religious or spiritual views that you've
Um,
on?
yeah, I take a very broad view of spirituality. I suppose I think I wouldn't pin myself down to any particular tradition.
Mm.
I've seen some of the other icons; they're absolutely beautiful. And
Mm.
I've seen the structure for the fissures that I
Oh
think
yes.
Steve Thien made. That's got a kind of gravitas, hasn't it, in
Mm.
keeping with going in the cathedral. And I was listening to some of the ancient lyre music this morning. So I
Mm.
think it's going to bring lots of lovely elements together.
Yes. Mm.
The table, of course, which is amazing anyway. I've been to see it a few times. And it's been so lovely working with all these different people, some of whom I've never met before. I met three of them yesterday.
It's certainly
Uh,
brought a community of artists across Kent
yes,
together.
it has. It
And
has.
as you say, not everybody is particularly Christian, but there's still elements of that religion and that experience that's transforming people in lots of subtle
Yes,
ways. And the work is
yes,
exquisite. I agree. Some of the
yes.
work made.
Yeah. It's been good for me. It's done something for me.
Mm. Well, that would be lovely to see how this all develops then, Janice. And
Yes,
I'm intrigued now to see where we all move on from this experience.
yes,
And I'm also looking forward to the feedback from the public, as they come in or art goers who come in and members of the cathedral's congregation come in, I think we'll get a wide range of feedback. And I'm very keen to see how we all progress and what happens with your artistic endeavours after that. So
Thank you.
thank you very much for talking to us today. I think you've painted a lovely picture of the experience of going to this exhibition. It's very difficult for me just to sum it up, but I do hope that everybody's watching this video today, this interview with Janice Emmott, and her details, if you want to contact Janice, will be under in the comments. So it's very exciting, and I look forward to seeing as many of you as possible that you can make it along. And if you're interested in how we all do grow from this and where the table, the nations table goes, and where the art exhibition goes from here, do keep in touch and follow us. And I'll say goodbye to you then, Janice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.